All right, welcome everybody to Compensation and Benefits. This is a really fun class. I always enjoy teaching this course. It's really nice because previously, 2 sessions ago, we did a complete revision on the course. The nice part is it's been refreshed to ensure that it's relevant and it's timely and it's applicable to you as a learner as you develop your professional, whether you're just taking this class to um, be more aware of compensation and benefits, or if it's part of an elective or part of your degree program, we want to make sure that it's applicable to you as a learner. So I was involved in the refreshment, if you will, or the revision, and we tried to do some things that are a little bit different and get away from a lot of the discussion questions. Now, there are still discussion questions, but we tried to do some other assignments and kind of mix things up just a little bit there. This course is set up like all the courses at Southwest College. So on the left-hand side, you can see announcements and faculty and course information and academic resources. I encourage you to look at each of those, particularly academic resources, because it has links for APA formatting and the Writing Center and other things. We do have a Math Center, but this course you probably won't need that. But the Writing Center is always a great resource to use in terms of helping you write your papers better. And we do have some assignments that are going to require applied writing skills, so bear that in mind. But as you can see, each week we're going to talk about a number of different things. Unit 1 or Week 1, we're talking about total rewards, which is just a fancy word for saying compensation and benefits. Compensation is those, the paycheck at the end of the week, so to speak. But it also includes non-cash rewards such as benefits and other compensation type things. You might get a stipend for carrying a cell phone, or you may get a company car, things of that nature. Obviously, the benefits side of it is a much broader perspective and includes everything from those required rewards such as Social Security contributions, workers' compensation insurance, to voluntary benefits that, anymore most organizations can't live without, like medical, dental, vision, might include pet insurance, life insurance, voluntary life insurance for family members, things of that nature. So we're going to talk about total rewards at a very high level, kind of dipping our toe in the pool, if you will. So Unit 2 and Unit 3, we're going to talk about compensation. A lot of things compensation related. Unit 4 specific to benefits. So we're going to delve into those topics a little bit more. 5 is engagement and equity, because, we want to make sure that we're being equitable, and we want to make sure that those benefits help focus on engagement, retention, recruiting, things of that nature. And then, of course, we're going to round out Unit 6 as we look at what's coming down the road. Are there changes? And one of the things that you might find as we go through this course, the Department of Labor just today, well, they didn't just today, but they finalized some rulings on on independent contractors and how those are applicable to the working world. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, because that's a big change for a lot of places that may use independent contractors. So, and if you're wondering what's an independent contractor and how does it apply to compensation and benefits, stay tuned and we'll get into that when we start talking about compensation next week. But this is kind of a high-level introduction. As you can see, in the assigned reading and preparations activities, there's some documents that are probably pretty important, including the course overview for learners and the assignment overview. We want to make sure we look at those, as well as the reading and preparation activities. As we get down, you can see what is required for Unit 1. So there's a discussion, there's a journal assignment, and then there is a written assignment. And then on top of that, we're going to ask you to take some time and introduce yourself. It's always great to know who you're interacting with in the class. So please feel free to answer those questions and then provide whether other information you'd like. And I'll be honest with you, what you could do, if you haven't done it already, is create you a very nice introduction, save it into a Word document that you can save on your computer, because each class is going to require an introduction. And your introduction really isn't going to change. So you could post that out there, and it's going to be helpful for you. It's going to save you time, and you're not going to be sitting in the course shell going, oh, introduction. Okay, my name is Chris Harris. I'm the instructor. I've been with Southwest College since 2016, but I've worked in human resources for 18 years. Wah, 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 things, and trying to figure out what people want to know about you. So do it in a Word document. You can copy and paste it into your introduction, and then you'll have it for each class thereafter. So, moving on, Unit 1 has a discussion in which we talk about the changing talent landscape, and you can read all of that. You'll find that in the videos, I very rarely read the information to you. I may make reference to it. I may point out things, but I am not going to read it to you. Figure you're all adults, you can read it for yourself. And then you have the journal entry and then the written assignment. So, and you can see that the written assignment information is found in the assignment overview, which I don't have brought up, so I couldn't tell you what it was, but that is an aside. So really, take a second, poke around in the course. If you have questions, we do have a class question board. I encourage you to use that. If you don't see that I've responded within 12 hours, start thinking, hey, maybe I missed it. I do subscribe to it, but it only sends me an email to my college email address, which I check daily when I'm teaching a class. But occasionally I may miss it or something, or the system may not send it like it's supposed to. So if by all means, after 24 hours, if you've not heard, or if it's a more, urgent issue, then I encourage you to reach out via another method, email, text, phone, something along those lines, to get a hold of me as well. Couple housekeeping rules. The class will start on Mondays and finishes on Sundays. So bear in mind that, you want to make sure you get your stuff submitted Sunday by midnight. That's typically the due date. The college operates on a Central Standard Time, irrespective of what time zone you're in, so be aware of time zone differences. Usually I will accept things late up to a point. Generally, if it's not submitted by Wednesday in the next unit, I don't typically accept it unless you've reached out to me and said, hey, I'm deployed or had operational tempo, and I understand that, but you need to communicate as early as you can. So if you know, hey, I'm going to be deployed for this exercise or the operational tempo, I might be a little late, let me know. But anything prior to that, I typically deduct 10% of the assigned score. And then after that, we won't be looking at accepting it. My computer must be getting tired. It keeps the screen darkens on me. But the other thing is we do use APA formatting, so there's a number of resources available. I do encourage you to consider those if you're not real good at APA formatting or writing. Use the Writing Center, but don't expect to send it to your paper to them on Sunday afternoon while you're watching the playoffs and then turn around and an hour later get a response. It usually takes a day or so for them to get it, look at it, and respond. So bear that in mind. I am open to having you submit your assignment. It has to be done through Blackboard, but then you can send me an email and say, hey, Chris, I submitted this paper as a draft. Would you go through and give me some feedback on it? And then I'll take that feedback and resubmit it. I'm open to that. I'm happy to provide you with feedback on the paper, and then I'll clear the attempt so you can revise it and resubmit for a final score. So things to think about. I've went on a little bit longer than I hoped to, so I'm going to wrap up, but I look forward to working with each of you over the next 6 weeks, and if you have questions, please reach out and let me know. Thanks, everybody.